If you've ever felt stuck, like you're not progressing no matter what you do, there might be a reason they haven't told you. The people around you could be holding you back. Yes, the energy of those around us can significantly impact our lives. But don't worry, we're diving into something fascinating, yet tricky to handle. Dealing with low vibrational people. These individuals drain your energy and dim your shine, making you feel like you're dragging through your days. But how do you identify these people? And what do you do once you've pinpointed them? Stick with us, and by the end of this video, you'll know how to spot low vibrational individuals and handle them effectively to keep your energy high and vibrant. Lack of gratitude. Imagine walking through a lush, beautiful forest. Instead of admiring the trees around you or watching where you're going, you constantly look back at the path you've walked. What would you miss? Probably a lot. Living in the past is just like that, and low vibrational people are always living like that. It's like walking through life always looking back. Sure, you've had good and bad times, but if you keep focusing on them, they chain you down. You miss out on what's happening now and what could happen next. This idea isn't new. Søren Kierkegaard said to really live, you've got to focus on what's happening right now. If you're too caught up in what happened yesterday or what might happen tomorrow, you're not really living, just existing. Marcus Aurelius taught, do not dwell in the past. Do not dream of the future. Concentrate the mind on the present moment. Life unfolds in the present. This is where you can choose, feel joy, and fully experience life. A famous story from Zen Buddhism illustrates this. Two monks were walking to a monastery and came across a river where a woman needed help crossing. Despite their vow not to touch women, one monk helped her across. They walked on in silence until they reached the monastery, where the other monk questioned him. How could you carry that woman? The first monk replied, I left her by the river. Are you still carrying her? This tale shows how holding on to the past is like carrying a weight that should have been dropped long ago. Mindfulness encourages us to live fully in the present. Letting go of the past isn't easy, but it's crucial if you want to change your life. Start by becoming aware of your thoughts. When you catch yourself lost in yesterday, gently bring yourself back to now. Engage with the present. Feel the air. Listen to the sounds. See what's around you. Notice your thoughts and feelings without holding on to them. This is how you start to change right here, right now. Blame games. The power-draining habit. Gratitude is not just about saying thank you. It means recognizing the good in your life, from big wins to small everyday joys, and celebrating what you have right now. Not feeling grateful makes you focus only on what you're missing, creating a constant feeling of wanting more, leaving you unsatisfied. This mindset can dim your inner light and keep you from feeling truly happy and fulfilled. Consider a timeless quote from Cicero. Gratitude is not only the greatest of virtues, but the parent of all others. This powerful statement highlights the foundational role gratitude plays in cultivating a good life. When you neglect gratitude, you're missing out on feeling thankful and bypassing the root of all other virtues like kindness, patience, and generosity. Studies show that being grateful makes you happier, healthier, and improves your relationships. Start small and watch how it transforms your life. Ignoring the inner compass. Ignoring our intuition is a low vibrational habit that's critical to our growth. This inner voice, our subtle guide, is often drowned out by the noise of daily life, leading us astray from our potential and true path. Intuition is that instinctual feeling, the whisper in your heart, the gut reaction that guides us effortlessly. To reconnect with your intuition, it's crucial to reduce the noise around you. This means creating space for silence, reflection, and self-awareness. Practices like meditation, mindfulness, and spending time in nature can help nurture this connection. Trusting your intuition is fundamentally an act of trusting yourself. As Albert Einstein famously said, the only real valuable thing is intuition. The mirage of material attachment. Material attachment is another dangerous habit. It's easy to think that the more you have, the happier you'll be. This mindset is like building a house on sand. It looks solid, but is anything but stable. Chasing after material wealth is an endless pursuit, where true satisfaction is always just out of reach. St. Augustine of Hippo, a philosopher from way back in 354 AD, had a lot to say about this. He spent his youth chasing worldly pleasures and success, thinking they'd make him happy. But even with all his wealth, he felt empty inside.
He famously said, "Our heart is restless until it finds its rest in thee." Augustine figured out that we're spiritual beings, and trying to fill that spiritual need with stuff is pointless. Being too attached to material things isn't just about wanting more. It's also about fearing loss. This fear can make you anxious and insecure, stealing the joy of the present. Real treasures in life aren't things you can buy. They're the joy of connecting with others, the peace you find in nature, the growth from facing personal challenges, and the satisfaction of contributing to something bigger than yourself. Breaking free from envy and jealousy. Many low vibrational people are full of envy and jealousy. These feelings are toxic twins deeply rooted in comparison and discontent. Envy wants what others have, while jealousy fears losing what we've got. They spring from a belief that someone else's win is your loss, a zero-sum game where happiness and success are unfairly distributed. For wisdom on these destructive emotions, we can turn to one of the oldest texts, the Bible. The book of James says, "For where you have envy and selfish ambition, there you find disorder and every evil practice." The Bible doesn't just describe these feelings, it directly warns against them. One of the 10 Commandments instructs, "You shall not covet your neighbor's house," or anything that belongs to your neighbor. Take the tragic tale of Cain and Abel. Cain, driven by jealousy over Abel's favor with God, lets his jealousy turn to anger, leading him to commit the first murder in human history. This story reminds us how unchecked jealousy can escalate into disastrous outcomes. Cultivate contentment and focus on your unique path. Appreciate your strengths, achievements, and blessings. Recognize that everyone's journey is different, and someone else's success doesn't diminish your value or potential. Low vibrational people often define themselves through their past pain. Their view of themselves and the world gets skewed, coloring their choices, reactions, and relationships. While your pain is real, why hold on to it as part of your identity? That's a choice. Many spiritual paths focus on letting go. For instance, Buddhism teaches about the pain of attachment. The Buddha said, "Attachment is the root of all suffering." Breaking free from a pain identity starts by rewriting your story. Acknowledge your past and the hurt, but choose not to let that be your whole story. See yourself not by what happened to you, but by who you decide to be today and in your future. It's about discovering new parts of yourself that are built on the present and reaching forward. Every moment gives you a choice. Stick to an outdated script or step into a new role where you're defined not by your pain, but by your strength, resilience, and ability to change. Your story isn't written in stone. It's written each day by the choices you make, so choose to let go of those old narratives. Choose to live in the present, where your real power lies. Imagine the freedom of living unchained from past hurts and welcoming each day with renewed strength and clarity. You are the author of your life story. Make it one filled with growth, hope, and transformation. Stay strong and keep moving forward.